I'm a big fan of comfort food, and this crispy chicken cutlet with a Dijon and Tarragon Veloute fits the bill. Now it only makes sense to serve this crispy chicken cutlet with the creamiest, dreamiest mashed potatoes you ever did see. So we're just going to get our potatoes on in some seasoned water. And now we're going to get our traditional kind of breading station set up. So of course, some seasoned flour, salt, pepper, garlic powder, some chilies. Give that a stir. That's step one of our breading. Now we're going to take some seasoned breadcrumbs, just get them organized. And of course, take this opportunity to make a little Zen garden. It's, just make you feel very Zen-like. And now for the egg wash, we're going to crack a couple eggs, get some milk in there, and whisk those up and break them up and get it all kind of uniform. Of course, and then we're going to get our chicken breast going on here. I don't use chicken breast a lot, but it works really good in this particular recipe. So we're taking our chicken breast, we've removed any of the icky bits, I guess you'd say, and kind of cleaned them up a little bit. And then as you can see, I've butterflied them, which will allow us to put them between two sheets of plastic, and we can smack it with a meat mallet and get it nice and uniform and thin. So I use the the flat side of the hammer, you'll see, and that seems to work really good for chicken breasts. We're going to give them a season, the obvious kosher salt and black pepper. And we'll flip those, give them a season on the other side as well before we get going on our breading. So we're going to start with each of those breasts are going to get a good coating of our seasoned flour and then into our egg wash. That's going to form that layer that will really adhere to our breadcrumbs and directly into the breadcrumbs. Once you've got the breadcrumbs kind of evenly coated your breast and you patted them down, I'm going to lay them onto a rack, which will allow it to kind of dry a little bit, which gives us actually a really nice crispy texture as well. So we can go through and complete that with the remaining of the cutlets and get them all breaded. Again, no meat exposed. You want it all closed in there and nicely encased. And that is our beautiful chicken cutlets ready to go into the foil. And we'll do a few ingredients that we need to organize for our veloute. So we have some fresh tarragon here. So we're just going to strip a few leaves and chop them up, get that ready to go. And then we can go ahead and dice up some onion. We'll smash and chop some garlic. We don't want this to be really fine. Basic chop. We'll get some Dijon mustard, some chicken stock, some flour, and some butter. Looks like our potatoes are good to go, so we're gonna reserve some of our cooking liquid, and we'll drain those potatoes. So we'll start to mash those before we get the good stuff. We're going to add a big chunk of butter there, some salt, some white pepper, and we'll give it another mash before we add some of our cooking liquid and a bit of sour cream. And we'll give that a good mix to stir it all together. Feel free to add more hot water or cooking liquid back. That will certainly make it nice and fluffy. All right, so we're going to get our beautiful veloute going on. So we're going to heat up some butter and we're going to add our onion and garlic to the pan and saute that until it gets tender. We're going to add a little bit of flour to that, equal parts, of course, to the butter that we added. And give that a stir, which will create our roux. And then we can start whisking in our chicken stock. And those are our beautiful beets that we're going to get in the oven to roast. To our sauce, we've added our Dijon, some whipping cream, and we'll bring that to a simmer, and of course our chopped tarragon. So we're ready to go. We have our hot oil, and we're going to carefully add our chicken cutlet to the pan. We're going to cook it on one side until it gets nice and crispy, about 2 or 3 minutes. And we're going to give it a flip. And look at that. It's got a beautiful crispy crust on it. This is exactly what we were aiming for, folks. That's lovely. So of course you're going to want a paper towel lined plate ready to go, because when this comes out of the oil, you need a spot to put that it will drain properly. Now, if you're serving this to a whole bunch of people, you would have your oven on and possibly be putting these onto that rack and into the low oven to keep warm. Season it with a little kosher salt, and there are those beautiful beets again ready to go. So now we're ready to plate this up. I've got the creamy mashed potatoes. We're going to cut up our crispy chicken cutlet and get it on there. Man, does that look good. And we'll give it a good couple spoonfuls of this beautiful Dijon and Tarragon Veloute. Man, comfort food at its finest. And of course, to balance it out, we got those beautiful golden beets. Thank you for watching Divine Cooking. See you again soon.